my friends, welcome to another Aimless Adventures vlog coming to you from historic Route 66 here in Kingman, Arizona today. I'm very familiar with Kingman. I used to work here for quite a few years, on and off, here and there, traveling from Las Vegas to Kingman. But I've never been in the building we're about to check out. You want to see it? Let's do it! One thing Kingman, Arizona is definitely known for are trains. You can hear one screeching right back there. That's really loud. But we're going to go pump up the power at the powerhouse and check out the Route 66 Museum. This is the original Kingman Powerhouse. Now, a really cool museum. Let's check it out. It's a little miniature version of downtown Kingman. There's the Hotel Beale. And there are the tracks. Well, this is pretty cool. That little diorama right there with the train track, check this out. I really wish that was running right now. It goes all the way around the building. And then it exits the building, and then it goes over there, and it must come back on that double track. That's super cool. These cases are full with all kind of amazing stuff. You've got stuff from the Santa Fe Railroad, some old school photos right there, a menu from Amtrak, more old-timey photos, some dude's chopped off hand. What the heck is that? There's a hand. Why is there a hand in there? Why is there a hand in that case? Ugh. We've got to get to the bottom of this. Why is there a hand in there? Hi, sir. Sir? Oh. Sir, why is there a hand over there in that case? Hello? Apparently he's in a trance. What's going on here? Lots of little models here. This one's the old standard 4-mule escort wagon, or as it was known back in the day, to some, prairie schooner. I just learned something. Never heard that before, but I believe a schooner was a boat. What's happening, Papaw? Times were tough walking across the hot desert in 150,000 degrees, but we put on shoes if we even had any, and we got our hoof on. We didn't complain like you sissies from today, worrying about 500 choices of something. We may not even have had a choice. Like old Clementine back there. She's got a bun in the oven. She's not complaining. We got about 200 miles to walk. Man up, sissy. Oh, Clem, he's got a heart of gold, but sometimes it stinks like manure. He doesn't have a bun in the oven. No, he's got a bun in his pocket. I saw him nibbling. I'm starving back here. Ah, a better life. Or so they seem to think. As a lot of the folks from the Midwest during the Dust Bowl, the Okies and the other folks, came to California, made their way to the Golden State. You can see right there, there's a cop. And Mr. Policia was turning folks around. They wanted nothing to do with the folks coming there. They said, we're full, and y'all got to hit the road. But this little Nino, what about the baby? These children are not digging what Mr. Policia had to say. Look at those eyes. How could you say no to those? Well, if my name ain't Jedediah, looks like I got a flat. He sure is the sharpest knife in the drawer, ain't he? He never helps with these dishes. Little does this chicken know, but he is on the menu. Whoa! Now, a lot of folks today may see something like this and say, oh yeah, it's just redone stuff in a museum and propped up with a couple of children that look like they're frozen in time. But it was real. This actually happened. The Dust Bowl was legit. They even wrote a book about it. In 1939, John Steinbeck wrote one of the greatest books I've ever read. Not sure if it's on film. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. If it is, check it out. If it's on a book, open one up. Talking about the hardships. Legit people made of apparently a different stock than a lot of folks today, willing to just hang on for dear life, no matter what it takes, come together as a unit and do whatever you got to do to make it happen. That is pretty encouraging and very cool. And I really would never, ever want to live like that, ever. Because it's hot. Really, really hot outside. Pretty much everything you owned was thrown on there. Not sure if that's a surfboard or a cutting board. Or maybe it's for ironing clothes. But there were books. An old Jedediah. And a pretty sweet beard. Don't tell old Jed he's gonna have a hard time fixing that car with no tools. Therein lies your problem, Jed. Does anyone else find it kind of creepy that that small child has a toy in the shape of a rooster who she probably loves and is fond of? And right up there is a rooster they're going to eat in a mere hour or two. Looks like Grandma's munching on some tiny apples and potatoes. I'm not sure why she's holding it like that. Maybe she's flipping it to the children? Not quite sure. Who would leave a perfectly good baby underneath the back of a truck? Just saying. I didn't see Jed chalk the tires. Who am I? I don't even know what negligence means, but if I did, that's it. What Route 66 museum would be complete without Petroliana? Oh yeah. That's the good stuff. Can't get enough of old signage like this. These are becoming very hard to find. A lot of reproductions, but hard to get the legit ones. If you had a cool $1,500 back in 1950, you could bust out this bad boy, the Studebaker Champion. Look at that sexy car. That right there is worth the price of admission. I don't know if these cars were lemons or what, but that needs to be in my life. You complete me. Not only did you have the aerodynamic goodness, but you have some people in there with a weird contraption on the side that looks like something you would dry a floor with, but it's not. It sucks air right in through that intake there, and it cools the car off. Because back in the day, kids, this right here was how you got air into the car. When I was a kid, and my gramps and I, we used to take road trips all over the place. You just crank that baby, put it at a 45. That's how you pushed air into your vehicle. There was no AC. Matter of fact, we didn't even use seat belts. One of the other epic features on this car is that right there. The suicide door opens up backwards, or the correct way, since that's the way they designed it. Super cool. They've even got a garage set up and a soda fountain. Now check this out. That's how you get your fluids. I believe that was oil, but look at these car jacks. Those things are major industrial. From oil cans to the old... If you don't know what that is, you're probably pretty young. Look it up. It's that thing with the big point on it. And oil bottles. And now for something you may never see again. Functioning in the open. Oh yeah. Rotary dial. Ah, the picture of Americana, the open road and nothing but smiles. That is probably far from the truth. As a matter of fact, most of these folks were born before there was frozen food, polio shots, or penicillin. I don't want to be riding around in the old West and step on some kind of barbed wire without the old penicillin. Otherwise, I'm probably going to have this guy's luck for a long time. You see, 2 arrows, 1 crazed burro that looks like a rabbit's head, and a vulture. Those things probably mean you're going to visit a doctor, and if that doesn't, whoosh, that does, and if that doesn't, this guy with a meat cleaver. That's creepy. And that girl's terrified. This guy says, "Don't worry, folks, it's gonna be all right." Wink. If you've taken road trips with siblings, you know what this means. I can annoy you more than you can me, and we're about to hit Elvis. There's mock-ups of old hotels, the occasional fire hydrant, and that dude right there who is saying, "Hey, baby." We've even got a drugstore, billiards, barber shop. I've never seen that combo. And there's a mercantile. I see the barber shop. But where the heck is the billiards? Oh, there it is. Insert your favorite ragtime music now. If I sing it, you're going to turn the video off, if you haven't already. Yep, I lived in a tiny town, and we had these bad boys. And when that thing had expired, you got yourself a fat ticket from the cop walking the beat. Just peeling a orange. How you doing? I think it's time to check out whatever they have in store for us downstairs. Electric Vehicle Museum. I did not know they had that. Whoa. Those are creepy. Those are the old boiler holes and tunnels that go way back. Oh yeah. Wish we could get back there. Creepy, but super cool. Here are some of the buildings around the Kingman area that are either completely destroyed and gone, or not much is left. You may remember this. It's here in the museum.
The City Hall, not any congressmen, not any university professors, but just the people. We the people, as Angel likes to call it. Of Arizona, from Seligman to Kingman, and soon all of Arizona Route 66 became historic Route 66.
That film out there is very cool. Don't want to get it on here too much for copyright reasons, but they are talking about the Delgadillo brothers, which if you don't know who those guys are, go ahead and get on your Googler on dem internets and look them up. Angel is probably the #1 guy who's responsible for snatching Route 66 from the jaws of defeat, making it and helping to make it what it is today. An American icon, a legendary piece of Americana that is so beloved by me. Check him out, Delgadillo Brothers. He also still cuts hair in Seligman, so I think you got to make an appointment. It's a bit of a drive, but I could use a trim. Down here in the Electric Car Museum, I've stumbled into country music royalty and golf carts from Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson. And here's Willie's, and you can tell it's Willie's because he's got his name on it. Willie. Strangely enough, there's still a cloud of smoke in there. I noticed something very odd on the back of Willie Nelson's Rolls-Royce golf cart. It looks like a ball wash right there, but what are these? And why is there a selection of numbers on there? At first, I thought it was a jukebox, but I could be totally wrong because he's got a CD player right up there. This bad boy is pretty sweet as well. Kingman Army Airfield. That's an electric wheelchair from back in the day. Check it out. That's pretty cool that they mounted the old guns on the back. There are your batteries. I had no idea this thing even existed. That is epically awesome. Behold the Custer chair car, circa 1916. Up until about 1933, this bad boy did about 18 miles an hour. Most of them were scrapped, though. Once World War II hit, everyone was scrapping whatever they could get, and so a lot of these went by the wayside. I don't know much about this other than what the sign says. The little buckboard Woody, produced from 1914 and 1930. Kind of looks like a wagon, only way cooler. I would love to put that thing on a hill and just see how fast I can get going. Of course, if you hit something, you're in trouble. Because, well, you got a horn. You're fine. Don't really have any info on this thing, but it is tiny, funky, and pretty cool. It's hard to see, but inside there is a bench seat. Probably cannot see it with that glare. Here's another sweet car. Had no idea this existed. As a matter of fact, there's a whole line of I didn't know existed waiting for us. This one is from Redlands, California, called the Marketeer Company, I believe, out of Redlands. Built back in the 60s. Now, I'm from the 60s, but I'm not from California, and I've never seen that before. That, I thought, was some type of rickshaw. And I guess it is in a way, because it does have 3 wheels. But check out this little thing called the Trident. What's the sign say? 59 to 63, Anaheim, California. California way ahead on the electric car thing. Here you go. That's more like the rickshaws you see on the boardwalk. This one's from Connecticut, back in the late 70s. Now picture this. The parents throw you in to the vehicle, say, come on kids, we're going to take a road trip. As a matter of fact, today we're going to take Dad's new car, the Bombardier. Oh yeah, travels at a cool 25 miles an hour max, but don't worry, you can drive it for 30 miles. I hope you got strong legs, kids. There's electric cars, there's electric motorcycles, and there's this, which apparently was electric. Upon further review, that cart you just saw was not electric. However, this buggy is electric, or was. Maybe it still is, I don't know. Used in Pennsylvania on the railway to move luggage here and there and everywhere. I have to say, this is my personal favorite because it has crushed velvet on the inside, and I'm a fan of the Munsters. Well, it's not Dragula. It is pretty awesome, and I have no idea what that contraption is unless it closes the door. Anybody know anything about this car? Post it in the comments below. Look, they've got flowers. Maybe it pulled a... Oh, it's the Detroit Electric Company. Electric Model 60 from 1907 to 1938. Looky there, we done learnt something. And then you got this bad boy, the Kilowatt. That looks like an old Renault or something like it. Yeah, this little sign here does say something about some of the body parts were from a Renault something or other. It's right here. Across the street from the power station, you'll find this epic sweet train. Oh, this behemoth is a mountain-type coal-burning steam locomotive, built in 1927. Now this bad boy was no lightweight, weighing in at almost 470,000 pounds. That's a big Bertha right there. This bad boy could get its tow on, and just that engine alone, that thing's running about 108 feet in length. This baby could get it done. Well, my friends, thanks for joining us on another Aimless Adventures vlog coming to you from Kingman, Arizona today. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share. Links will be below. If you want to help support the adventures, I'm just a dude with a job that does this stuff on his own dime. But if you guys want to contribute in any way, shape, or form, that'd be cool. You can buy a t-shirt at Spreadshirt. Yeah, so that's it. And I'll see you on another Aimless Adventure. Hopefully I'm less stuffy then. Sorry for that. My apologies.